Is at 1. Remember, you can interact with us on our social media platform: Facebook Fresh FM, YouTube Fresh FM TV, and Instagram Fresh FM. Also, you can send an SMS through our SMS line 0732258225. My name is Millicent Makoha. With the recent contaminated sugar scandal, as 27 government officials from various state agencies have been suspended from office over the disappearance of 20,000 bags of contaminated sugar that is suspected to have found its way to the market despite being banned by Kenya Bureau of Standards. The officials sent home to pave the way of investigation are attached to the Kenya Bureau of Standards, Kenya Revenue Authority, National Police Service, and Agriculture and Food Authority. Moving on, 2 people are in police custody for allegedly using Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha's name to defraud Kenyans seeking opportunities and services in the ministry. The Ministry of Health, in a statement released on Wednesday, said the pair, Edith Haemba and Samuel Molly, were brought forward to Afya House by detectives who have been on their radar.
People in this country who are hell-bent to enrich themselves on the backs of patient money. Very shameful. On donor money. That you cannot assist yourself, you are assisted, but there are people who have grouped themselves to benefit from these monies.
Moving on the education sector, there has been a disruption of normal school program at Muget Primary School in Moiben, Uasin Gishu County, after angry parents stormed the learning institution and locked all classrooms over what they said was the lack of teachers for the junior secondary school pupils in the school. The angry parents accused the Ministry of Education at both county and national county government levels of neglecting their children, saying only 2 junior secondary school teachers were posted to teach 45 pupils.
Kama wasasi na wakaaji wa Muket tumekasirika kwa sababu ni mwalimu mmoja against 14 subjects, na hiyo imetukasirisha. Tunashindwa kwa nini serikali kama hii system haifanyi vizuri siondolewe na turudi kwa 844.
Huko tunakaa sana watoto wetu wasome, watusaidie kwa maisha ya baadaye, lakini sasa hivi tunaona ni kama watoto wetu wako wanafinyiliwa.
Against 14 subjects, imagine. Ufuiti umaanisha kwamba watoto wetu hawajafunzwa tangu. So tunataka serikali, CS Machogu na President Ruto wakae wakijua watoto wetu ni wenye wameamua kukata generation na kumaliza.
And on to health sector, the health CS Susan Nakhumicha Wafula now says there are senior individuals in the government who want to steal money meant for the sick. Wafula warned that the fight against corruption at KEMSA will not spare any government officials found in connection to the scandals. She was speaking on Wednesday during the launch of the EACC report on corruption and unethical conduct in Kenya healthcare projects.
I think Kenyans need to know that last week on Thursday, immediately after the release of that report, I did write to EACC and asked them to come and investigate. And when I was speaking to Twalib on Monday on WhatsApp, asking him whether he has received my letter, he said he hadn't. And that is how corruption fights back in this country. But when I wrote a letter on Thursday, EACC is only a few meters from my office. By Monday, the letter had not arrived.
Moving on, the Shakahola massacre case, 16 more bodies have been recovered at Shakahola Forest in Kilifi County as the search for victims of a suspected starvation cult continues. According to Coastal Region Commissioner Rhoda Onyancha, out of the 15 bodies recovered on Wednesday, 14 were exhumed from grave while 1 was found dumped in the bushes. This brings the tally of dead bodies recovered so far from the forest to 226.
Ile timu ambayo inahusika kwa kuwatafuta wenzetu pale kichakani imeweza kumwokoa mwanaume mtu mzima akiwa kwa hali nzuri. Ile timu ambayo inahusika kwa mambo ya kufukua mili imeweza kufukua miili 15, na pia ile timu yetu ya kutafuta watu pale kichakani imeweza kupata mwili moja. Kwa hivyo leo tuko na miili 16.
Now on education matters, private universities have welcomed the government's new fund model for higher education institutions, which will see scholarship offered only to students who join public universities. In a notice in the local diaries on Thursday, the Kenya Association of Private Universities said they were involved in the discussion surrounding the development of the new model and noted all students will be placed into both private and public universities as per individual's choice. And on to international news, President William Ruto on Wednesday urged Sudan General to rethink of the African Union and to better the address conflict in the continent. Around 1,000 people have been killed and nearly 1 million displaced in Sudan since battles between Army Chief Abdel Fattah and his former deputy Mohamed Hamdan, who leads a paramilitary force which erupted in April. The United Nations has said that more than 3 billion will be needed to provide urgent aid in their nation, where one person in three already relied on humanitarian assistance before the war. Hopes for a ceasefire remain dim after multiple truces were violated in the past few weeks. And let's move on sport news. Here is more on sports with Philip Chepsir.
Welcome to our free sports bulletin at 1, and I'm your host Philip Chepsir. A good afternoon. Now let's start with the sports at local news. AFC Leopards will face Kakamega Homeboys on the semi-final of the FKF Cup on Saturday. After their boosting comfortable win of 2-1 over Gor Mahia on Sunday, they believe they have what it takes to win. Just to remember, they are suffering a transfer ban from FIFA, but coach Patrice Ozon has done well to rotate the players to refresh before the next game. The match will be the second semi-final match after Tusker FC and Ulinzi FC clash in the first semi-final match.
Tumejipanga vile tunaweza kwa hiyo semi-finali. Hiyo ni tofauti na league. Na imaanisha ati hatu approach kama game nyingine. Tunaenda na kila kitu tuko nayo kwa sababu hiyo ni finali. Kwa hiyo tournament shots za finali 2 ndio tufike hapo. Na si malengo yetu ni kurepresent Kenya kwa hiyo Confederation Cup.
Tunajizia kuangalia zile areas ambapo tumekuwa na upungufu kidogo, ukiangalia mechi mbili zilizopita tumefungwa. So we are just trying to work around hizo ni areas ili tuweze kupata positive results.
Now, on the other hand, the world 10-kilometer record holder Rolex Kipruto provincially has been suspended by the Athletics Integrity Unit after a suspected use of prohibited substance use in his body were found. The AIU said the 2018 World Under-20 10,000 meters champion has been notified on matters relating with the prohibited substances. He will therefore face a 4-year ban. Now on international sports, Real Madrid were heavily beaten yesterday by their racing counterparts Manchester City. Their 4-0 victory over Real Madrid places them on a final schedule with Inter Milan. On goals scored yesterday night, Bernardo Silva scored the first goal on the 23rd minute with an assist from Kevin De Bruyne. After 14 minutes later, Bernardo Silva hammered the second goal before the half-time. The rest 2 goals were scored in the 76th minute and 91 by Manuel Akanji and Julian Alvarez respectively. Let's take a look.
Still going at Real Madrid. What a start to the game. Haaland, oh my goodness, Courtois. De Bruyne, Akanji, again Courtois. De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, is this the moment? Yes it is! Bernardo Silva at last gets it in the lead. Gross thinks about it, always hit the bar. Grealish, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva! At last the lead that reflects how brilliant City have been. The holders have been swept away.
Now, on the other hand, Pep Guardiola had this to say over his team winning the semi-final.
Yeah, I had the feeling that we had 1 year pain in our stomach. What happened last season? I think today went out everything that we had. It was so painful last season. When the people say lack of character of these players during 1 year, we show again how special this group of players they are. I would say a big congratulations for all organization since up.
Now, and let me update you on today's matches, and there will be one EPL match to be played today. Newcastle United will face Brighton and Hove Albion tonight, while Bayer Leverkusen will face Roma on Europa League semi-final, while Sevilla will host Juventus tonight. And that has been our Fresh FM Sports Bulletin at 1. I've been your host, Philip Chepsir. A good afternoon.
Thank you so much, my esteemed listener, for keeping it here with us. Enjoy the rest of the broadcast. My name is Millicent Makoha.